live from spring break. Oh, no,
Woo!
international break.
Oh.
It's a vocal minority podcast?
We're not. Who's good? I got the limbo. Oh man.
Can we at least sing Bohemian Rhapsody? Or would Spotify not like that?
They would fucking.
That's disrespectful, Duncan. How dare you?
How is Spotify not gone after Trudeau yet? Or Queen or whoever?
Queen just passed away. How insensitive. Oh, not that one.
Brian May would never. No. All right. Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that wants Josie to just name names already. Jesus. On this week's show, we look at a terrible yet kind of predictable end to Toronto FC's season. However, get hyped for the Young Reds, talk about the men's national team, and more. And now this week's panel. Back from Donaire Scouting, welcome to Duncan Fletcher.
Hello.
How were the Donairs?
Privateer. Delicious. Yeah. Good, good seafood, good Donairs. Nova Scotia lives up to its billing.
Lovely.
Yes.
Hoping to be visited by the sticker fairy. Say hello to Mark Hinkley.
I need that to be real.
I know.
Mostly because I keep wanting to do it, and then the economics.
Your bank account laughs at you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's like I know, especially because I'm a card guy, and like I did the sticker thing as a kid, and as somebody who likes to say physically remove the cards, the idea of putting something down permanent on a piece of paper weirdly fucks with my head. Like I'd be more inclined to collect the stickers and not put them in the book, but keep anyway. I can't. I don't think I can. But if the fairy wants to visit me, DMs are open, I think.
You think
at
maybe
Sticker Fairy? I'm just getting it. Please, somebody do it. I'll laugh my ass off. Honestly,
going for a perfect attendance record in 2022, it's Tony Walsh.
Got to aim high.
It's important. Your commitment is impressive.
I'm not plastic.
It's true.
As for me, Canada not getting a new kit for the World Cup just means I don't have to spend even more money on this team. I am your host, Kristin Knowles, and now to our show.
Like they would have had shirts for you to buy. Come on, Kristin.
That's a good point. They're just
they might have had a new kit for the players. We would never get anything.
That's very true. All right. Well, first up, what's been happening? And we are going to start, of course, with TFC. And the dream nightmare really is over. Toronto FC fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief. No more having to crunch numbers and deal with that pesky, faint sense of hope. It's just silly. No, it came to a grinding, crashing. It was just awful on the weekend. I'm so happy that I was out doing something vaguely fun as opposed to being at home watching. 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0.
Yeah.
Lost to Orlando. It was no bueno. It's not good. It's just, and it really is like, it's, whatever. They got 2 matches left. Yay. But
how did Joey Desart not make the score sheet?
You called it too. I thought for sure he was at least going to get a run out.
Exactly.
He was.
Yeah, Tesho Akindele, whatever.
They found time for Tesho. Yeah.
But, his goal didn't really count. Like, they'd already won.
I know, but I feel like if they're going to, if Desart's going to sit on the bench and going, when am I going to get a chance to run out? I imagine somebody at one point said, you'll get to play when he scores. And then he came on and scored. And Desart just, his eyes lit
just
up.
Sat there fuming.
And he started stretching and they still said no. I was hopeful. I was hopeful, Tony.
Me too. Desart o'clock.
But if you can't throw him in fucking the garbage minutes of a game against a fucking garbage team, when can you throw him in?
Exactly. That's what playing those teams is for. Is to get your guys those garbage minutes. Oh, here you go. Give me a little human victory cigar. Off you go. Have some fun.
I'm going to start a campaign that save room for dessert.
Hey.
And so, of course, after this match, the fact that they have conceded 4 goals in each of their last 3 matches, that got brought up a lot. That was fun. What a wretched. Yeah, they're consistent. Consistency is key, right? Like
it's very disappointing, though. I mean, it was like 4-3 and then 4-2. I mean, come on, go 4-1, 4-0, and then 4 to -1 somehow. And to jump straight from 4-2 to 4-0, that's just disappointing.
And it's anyway. We'll the season's over soon. Thank the gods for them, and we can do some dissection. But I think, a couple of things. One, sort of, we'll just do a mention and sad thing in our condolences and thoughts to the Insigne family. There's been a couple weeks ago, Insigne was missed a practice. There was a family issue. Turns out, looks like his wife had a miscarriage. Just very sad. Props to him for, I guess, being a pro and still traveling and playing with the team, and probably only did it because there was still that faint chance, right? I personally, this is just me, I don't know what'll happen. I have no idea. But if I were him, and if I, the team, I'd just give him the rest of the season off. Just let him go be with his family. Nothing is going to happen. They're out. They're done. Play some of the kids that Bob Bradley apparently doesn't like. Yeah, God, I've never seen a coach run a bus over the young players so hard.
A lot of people have paid a lot of money for tickets to see this Insigne guy play, Kristin.
Well, they can see Pozuelo play instead. They can watch Bernadeschi. They can watch Lil Crisco. They'll survive. Anyway, but it's a very sad thing, and hope they're getting some time to grieve.
Yes, hopefully. Especially now there's nothing to play for. Why force anything at this point? Let him do what he needs to do.
And then, before we move on from that, though, it is, and it's an ongoing question, and we'll talk about it over the weeks and into the off season. Obviously, is Bob Bradley, and whether or not this has been a failed experiment already. Now, in sport, especially in soccer, it's so quick the way that they turn around on coaches and stuff like that. And obviously the season has not it has not been the miraculous turnaround. And we all talked about this at the beginning of the season. We didn't think it was going to be anyway. I think others had maybe a little more hope. It's the nature of sport. You want to be hopeful, but it's been building for several weeks now, but really sort of feel like the knives are out for Bob Bradley, amongst, at least via social media. And we'll see what happens, obviously, in the offseason and stuff, but it seems very much like people are very willing to turn on him right now. Bradley,
that's why daddy stays off Twitter.
But what do you guys think?
Well, I think his history has probably given him a little cushion. I think, if he was anybody else, I think the knives would be swords. Okay. I'm not saying he could have performed miracles with the way the team has been put together this year over the season, but probably would have liked to seen, as the season started to wind down, at least progression, or at least again we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. an idea of what this team plays, what they are, what their style is. Like, I fail to see that yet. I mean,
Agreed.
as far as sacking him, yeah, it seems premature, but at the same time, managers have been sacked for less.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel it does seem premature, and I said, yeah, it's absolutely see what he do next year. But you can't have. I feel a little bit less that way because I'm just. Obviously, the start of the season, the whole thing, it's been a big rebuilding thing and scrambling along, but at least like the first half of the season, they were rebuilding and scrambling and just about in touch with the playoffs and everything. Then, it's all about, all right, when you get the new players arrive and everything, reinforcements come in, blah, 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 and then we can do and, see what happens. And what's happened, I mean, just you look at the last, 4 or 5 games or whatever, you're right there. You just need a bit of a run, and they've just absolutely fucking shut the bed. I mean, you mentioned that thing there where it's like 3 straight games conceding 4 goals, and only 4 teams in MLS history have ever done that. Aaron Winter, worst team in the world, never did that. I mean, they've fucking shut the bed. And you can't really deny that. It's like when it came down to it, and all right, you've bumbled through this rebuilding season, but you still got a chance here. The big people here. Now is when you can actually put a few results together and get there and take the pressure's on. And they've just fucking shut the bed. And is that to the Bob Bradley? How and why is that happening? Because there was injuries and a rebuilding squad and the first main chunk of the season, and they were doing okay, and then things have just got a lot worse. I mean, yeah, what's that all about? I mean, all I've got to say is, I can see why Italy haven't qualified for the last two World Cups. Whoa. Italians don't get it done when the pressure's on.
Mamma mia!
Shots fired.
That's a spicy meatball right there.
And yes, I know in between that they won Euro, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But congratulations, you beat England in a penalty shootout. Yeah, nobody's ever done that before.
I don't.
Yeah, just the way that this season has gone down, they just ended. It is legitimately really, really fucking bad. So yeah, there should be some pressure on.
Yeah, I'm of 2 minds, and one is definitely what Duncan pretty much alluded to. The other is I don't know. I feel like I want to give him an out because it's his first season, right? And I don't know if that's good enough to just he's been around. He's got a resume. It shouldn't take him this long to get the machine to work. And even when it looked like, okay, all the parts are here, it still didn't really work. I mean, we saw some absolute fucking cracking goals, but we also conceded some cracking goals too. A lot of them. And it was just like, okay, so you got the 6 at the front correct. But it's the 5 at the back that isn't jiving. And I mean, I'm just saying midfielders, forwards versus defenders and goalie. But obviously solving one problem doesn't automatically solve or even improve the other. But it's instead of we're still conceding 3, but we might score 4. We're still conceding 2, but we might score 3, and that's great. But sometimes we score 0. And here we are. So yeah, it's it is a pretty spectacular bed shitting, and they did themselves no favors when the first 2/3 of the season were in swing. It feels like they were the infusion of players only arrived in the last third. It's probably closer to a half because it was around All-Star break. No.
Yeah, I think a third is probably fair, really. But especially, you got to give them maybe 1 or 2 games to get settled and all that. But
even if they could pull in, 2 points per game out of that 1/3 of a season, that's 24 points. That would have easily been a massive turnaround, and instead it was just a slight improvement. And I don't know if I shouldn't say I don't know. I won't have this patience next year if they're still looking like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I am. Is that first year he's still, he's got part of what he wants. He's still working on what he wants. It's clear he's still working on what he wants. But if you don't have it by All-Star break next year, what miraculous signing are you bringing in that's going to change the course where we're in 9th place, looking up, hoping we eke into the playoffs?
And can we give Carlos Salcedo a try again? Because apparently the defense was much better when he was here. So he was actually, everyone was kind of like, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, it kind of did, didn't it?
It kind of did, exactly.
He left.
That is so messed up.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of with Mark. I think getting rid of him this season, it is too soon, even with the questions about what it is he's trying to do, if he's really trying to do anything tactically this year, because I feel like there was no tactical identity, even when you had a somewhat consistent lineup. And again, yes, injuries, missing midfield, all sorts of things. But obviously they're going to have to make a couple of signings in the offseason. You're going to have a rested squad. Even post World Cup, there's still lots of time off after the World Cup for players that are off. And you have, those last few pieces. This is now your team. Pretty much all of the old contracts, or the majority of them, will have moved on. There's contracts ending this season that are sort of left over, if they're ones that are of concern. This is basically his opportunity to really be like, okay, this is what we need. This is who we need to sign. If next year, if we see the same levels of futility, or even remotely the same levels of futility, then I think you're right. Conversations need to be had. And then that again brings up the other conversation, which I don't think will go anywhere. But you see people talking about, should Bill Manning be out the door? MLS is not getting rid of Bill. It's just not happening. I just don't see it.
Who would
exactly.
run the Argos?
Nobody wants to. So, and sports fun.
Yeah, presumably it's Bill Manning who brought in, Ali Curtis and Chris Armas and what have you, and ever since the whole sort of Bezpachenko Vanni era kind of left.
Yeah.
Haven't really got much right since then, have you?
Yeah, I know.
So, maybe this Bradley thing will eventually work out. If you give him more than a year, but will actually sort of eventually be looking better and working out. But he's just spilling beer all over the club now.
Right? I know. Honestly, sloppy. It's just sloppy.
I saw that coming. Honestly. Telegraphed.
I did not have the towels now. All right. Well, let's move on from that back to happier TFC news, or TFC II. The Young Reds have made it to the playoffs. They did win their match in spectacular fashion last weekend. 2-1 victory over Orlando. At least one Toronto team can beat Orlando. That was nice. So yes,
2-1 really spectacular.
It was a come from behind.
Were the goals very nice?
There was at least one very nice goal. Yes, I think. It was a come from behind win. It solidified their. I say spectacular. It's their first playoffs. Come on. Lovely win. I don't know. Anyway,
we'll accept love.
It is, but it's an exciting thing. It's the first. It's the most successful season for the academy team. They had a 10-match unbeaten run, 7 wins, 3 draws. Most away wins, 6. Good job. It's hard to do in any league. Anyway, it's just very exciting. I'm very happy for them. And it's nice to see, again, some success within the club right now. So they have their first playoff match ever this weekend at BMO Field, Eastern Conference semifinal. What? We will talk about that a bit more later on in the show. But yes, congratulations to the Young Reds and their first ever playoff match in their long and unstoried history. It's great. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. CAMPL.
Heard of it.
I know. It's this thing that apparently we still talk about sometimes. The matches on the weekend did not do much to change many things. It was kind of, yes, Edmonton's still out. Yes, Ottawa is still first. Pacific is still on the outside looking in. Blah 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 blah. Like nothing really. There was some draws, and there was 3 draws. So yeah, it didn't help much of anything. And Calgary beat Edmonton. So all right, basically everything stayed the exact same, which is so not helpful in any way, shape, or form. We want something solidified. God damn it! But no, technically everybody except for Edmonton still has a chance.
Parody.
I guess that's good. That's true. It really should just likely be the top 5. But if the Aquaman don't win a match soon, they're toast. So, yeah. So again, you've got Ottawa, Calgary, Hamilton, Winnipeg, and Victoria. That's your top 5, and then York, Halifax, and Edmonton. Well, York, Halifax, and then Edmonton. Poor Edmonton.
Yeah. So I saw like Valor playing Halifax. They were shit. How were they involved? How did they beat Hamilton twice in like a week or whatever it was recently? How shit are Hamilton?
Like nobody knows. It's the weirdest thing.
Winnipeg looked like nothing special at all in that game against Halifax. Yeah. I guess everyone can have an off day. Yeah, it's good. There's
like
5 teams out there.
I did not understand that. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not, not for. It's not honestly. It's not even like a bias thing. It's just like I know what these teams are capable of, and I'm not. Hamilton was just kind of comatose, and Winnipeg just had answers, and that's kind of all you need. But like twice. Like nothing changed. It was almost after that first game. It was harken back to when Toronto made the playoffs and had to play Montreal in the last game of the season. Yeah. They went to Montreal and did a thing and fucking failed spectacularly. And then the following week they went back there with the exact same plan.
Oh God. I still have nightmares about that.
Like it made me so mad. But like that's kind of it was like that with less stakes, but it was just I'm sure Forge actually made changes, but style wise they looked identical. But that also might be more of Smirniotis' plan because like Forge's pieces are very interchangeable with one another. If you take one out, there's a guy you've never heard of who pretty much is going to fit in, and if you give him 3 games, you'll never remember the guy that whose place he took. So like they got a thing, and Valor just had the answer. So yeah, this league, am I right?
So this weekend, I'm trying to think what's the big match. I guess it's that makes sense. So Calgary is hosting Ottawa on Saturday. So that's kind of like the battle for the top place.
Draw.
So you've got York hosting Winnipeg, Halifax hosting Pacific, and Edmonton hosting Hamilton. You know Edmonton's going to win this match, right, Mark? Just because. Just for a general sense of fuckery. Like, not that I think they actually shouldn't.
Is this
Hamilton should win?
Are you?
It's in Edmonton.
Given that you want Edmonton to contract, are you saying that this is now your fourth favorite team in the league? Because I mean,
would you stop it?
You're the one who did it. I did. I'm just remembering things that was brought to my attention over previous.
Yeah, it was brought to your attention.
Yeah, because
I remember that too.
Yeah,
Tony.
Duncan knows.
Here we go.
Kristin loves over half the league. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And hates 1/8 of it.
Yep.
They know what they did.
Sorry. Edmonton will probably beat them. It's just foot off the gas. Yeah, we got this. Smash them 4-1. And the goal they concede will be an own goal. Like, it's just going to be... It's going to be like the Valor games, except like less inspiring. Which is hard because they were really uninspiring, those two games. Anyway, yeah, good times. Good times. This, I really hate this. I hate
that nothing is settled. Oh, I know.
It's not that I hate it. It's settled. It's just like it's an 8-team league, and half the team makes plays. Like, I miss season 1, season 2. Fight for the championship. I like the Apertura Clausura. Like, I kind of like that. The fact that it's like, oh, so we're going to let in half. Okay. Every other league. Sure. Why not? I know. I was really getting in tune to the whole uniqueness. And then it just turned all North America sports. Yeah. So eventually they're going to announce that they're going to let in 5 and 6. So we'll do this whole dress rehearsal of 28 games just to eliminate 2 teams. And then definitely half the league that you like will be in the playoffs.
Okay, good. I'll feel better about that then. I won't have to worry about who I'm cheering for. It'd be perfect. But first, we're going to talk about TFC again for a minute. Because even though Bob Bradley may not like the young players on his team, the MLS scribes do, and have selected 2 of the very young first-team players to be part of the 22 under 22. One shouldn't really be a surprise given how highly he's been touted as Shaquille Marshall-Rutty, and he comes in at 22. Shaquille Marshall-Rutty.
Right, Liverpool's Shaquille Marshall-Rutty.
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes.
Very
sorry.
Exciting.
It is exciting. Liverpool should be very proud. So yes, he's in at 22 and is, hasn't played much this season due to injury, but again, everyone still has an incredibly high opinion of him, sees a huge future for him. So still considered to have done enough or to be, of high enough caliber to slide in at number 22. And then coming in at 20, one of my favorite players, Jayden Nelson. Yay! Who has had a good year. Like, he has improved throughout the year. He is the one player I think you can look at him and him, maybe Lucas McNaughton as well. Just in terms of improvement over the season or solidity. But I think as the season has gone on, you've heard less people complaining about Jayden Nelson mistakes. And more people being like, oh, okay. No, he's doing some really good things. So I'm really pleased to see him on this list, considering, he's had to take on a lot this season as a first team player. And, he's played a ton of minutes, and I'm very happy for both of them, but I'm really happy to see Jayden on this.
I'm glad he's getting his due.
Yeah.
And just scrolling through some of the other names in here, like I mean, some of like if I don't know much about Cade Coxwell or Cade Cowell, but I'm sick of hearing about him. And
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm surprised who that kid on Red Bull with the fucking moppy hair who scored like 3 awesome goals last year.
Yeah. Jesus, what is his name?
Yeah, I'm glad that by the way, he can't even start on his own fucking team, but apparently he's the next big thing. I'm happy to see that these guys were omitted from this list. And yeah, I'm like Jay Nelson, stand up. Well done, honestly.
And I guess a shout out to Ismail Kone, number 8. Great season with Montreal. Call into the national team squad again. It's kind of nice to see. Even though he's another fucking Montreal player that we have to think nice things about.
Kristin loves Montreal.
Apparently. It's very annoying.
I was really happy for that Whitecaps player. That's right, there wasn't.
I was going to say, my brain just fritzed. I was wait, I looked at this list.
Isn't that great? Pause like he's looking for name.
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Nice. And we all thought Kristin could read. No, it was a joke. It was all a joke. There is no Whitecaps player.
But anyways, congratulations to both TFC players and to Ismail Kone. So, speaking of the men's national team, they've got a couple friendlies coming up over the next week during the September international break. And the squad that was put together caught some people by surprise, mostly based on all of the forwards ever. Every forward. It's like an all forward team, basically, especially now with the news that Jonathan Osorio has not traveled as he's still dealing with symptoms and effects from his injury in July, which isn't great. Hopefully, and it's absolutely for the best that he stay back. But that was the thing that was remarked on the most, was how small the midfield selection was, and the fact that there were 10 forwards being brought into the squad for these 2 matches.
How many of them forwards are actually midfielders, though?
Tejan, maybe.
Yeah, Hoylett.
Hoylett.
Wingers, are they forwards or are they midfielders? Is it a 4-4-2 or
Liam
a 4-2-4?
Millar, yeah. Good point.
It's not like they're all centre forwards that are out there. Yeah.
Good point, Duncan. But there's again. So you've got Dane Sinclair. I'm always happy to see him being brought in. Derek Cornelius, who was great Gold Cup last year, but also did some nice things during the World Cup qualifiers. Scott Kennedy back. Joel Waterman. That's a big success story right there. Ismail Kone, as we mentioned. And then Richie Larea, who, again, continues to get called into the squad. Yes, he's obviously back in MLS playing more regularly, but he was getting called even when he wasn't playing over in England. And Mark Anthony Kaye, which I'm happy to see him continue to get opportunities to play with the squad. And it's this is pretty much everyone you would, for the most part, expect. Although I will admit, tiny little bit surprised about Cavallini, but I guess temper tantrums do not mean you don't make it to play some friendlies. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Herdman probably thinks, he can be the sort of Cavallini whisperer to keep him under control and what have you. And yeah.
I know the big concern for many people, just seeing, who wasn't called, and that's Tiva Hutchinson, who is still dealing with an injury. I can't remember the last time he played, actually, and whether or not that means he's going to miss the World Cup. So everyone just, he's going. If John Herdman has to pen him in as the water boy, or as the most alternate, whatever. There's no way in hell that Atiba Hutchinson doesn't get named to the World Cup squad. Unless he is like in the hospital or something. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no way. There's no way. If he gets thrown on for 30 seconds at the end of a match to hobble around the pitch, the man is going.
Or if he gives an interview to The Athletic stating about some of the youth problems they've been having in camp, and he didn't like the way they were treated by some I'm just trying to stir shit. That's all that was. I've at the very least he comes in as a mascot, and I don't mean that at all in a disrespectful way.
No, I know exactly.
You find a spot for him. You absolutely. I mean,
presumably they could name him an assistant coach if they had to.
Yeah.
Sure. You're not on the squad, but you're going to be here. But if he's absolutely 100%, there's zero chance that he's going to be available to play. Find a way to get him there amidst people. Assistant coach.
Yeah. So yes, obviously we all want him to play. This is like culmination of years and years and years of fandom and years and years of hard work by one of the best players Canada's ever produced, whoever put on the shirt for Canada. We all want this for him. This is massive. He will be there. He will be there. So just everyone take a deep breath. It'll be okay. He's going to be there.
I don't want to breathe.
Well, okay. It's going to make it really hard for you to finish the show, man. I don't know.
Breathing's for quitters.
Yeah. Okay, Mac, just take one deep breath and then stop breathing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Science right there. Anyway, but it's a solid squad for 2 matches. They're playing Qatar and Uruguay. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's good. It gives him a chance to see most of what is likely to be traveling to the World Cup in November. So now on the other side of this, it's all very good to see, players that we like being called and see things slowly coming together as we get closer and closer to the World Cup. What's Canadian sport without background drama? And there continues to be drama between the national team and the Canadian Soccer Federation and Canada Soccer. Another article by Rick Westhead out today about the fact that the men's team still doesn't have a contract agreement with Canada Soccer.
Is nothing has happened really ongoing drama?
It sounds like maybe there's been some recent conversations and still nothing has happened. So maybe that's when I'm calling it drama. I think for me, I'm saying drama in that nothing has been resolved so that there is still something to comment on. Like I just want it to be done. I want them to find a way to resolve this so that this doesn't continue to have to be any sort of focus or distraction for the players. Or for the fans or for anybody. I do think it's funny that Canada Soccer in their attempt to sort of shift some goodwill maybe back their way, the players of the federation, all this money for the lost ticket revenue for the...
That is an entertaining paragraph in the article, yes.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
$3.5 million worth of ticket revenue, really? Really? That's really... Would it have been that much? Like, I know Canada Soccer has been jacking the ticket prices for matches, but...
Then presumably that's kind of going on. So it's like there was going to be a BC place,
advertising,
so
yeah,
50,000 fans or what have you. Right?
Average,
optimistic here. Right?
Like $75 a ticket average, maybe between the hoi polloi seats and the cheap seats. Actually, all right, that math actually does check out. Wow. Okay. Well then. Exciting. Anyways, it's funny. But I like that. Like the sources said it was unlikely that Canada Soccer would pursue any effort to demand players compensate the federation. I'm like, no shit. Like you're going to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've talked about it before, but it all comes down to, clearly the CSA thought, Canada had fuck all chance to do anything. And all right, we'll just fucking give everything away to CSB for $3 million a year or whatever it is. And that'll be more than we can get. And I guess it was. And, the same reason they got no kits and everything is, the people in control just had like no fucking vision of anything. But hey, worldwide search, that guy there who was presumably very involved with completely dropping the ball on all of this, he's the guy we want. Yes. So, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But again, please get this resolved before the World Cup. Please. Just does not need to be, anyway, just doesn't need to be hanging over everything going into this. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, but Canada Soccer's offered a bonus to each player of $20,000 plus $8,000 for each additional round if Canada advances out of the group stage. $8,000 for getting out of the group stage and then getting to the quarterfinals or the semifinals or the final of the World Cup. That's what it's worth to you. Wow. Yeah. Yes, that's a strong offer.
That is a unbelievable. Like it's almost, this offer is almost as short-sighted as, I don't know, let's just say signing away all rights for $3 million a year that will climb to $3.5 million in 2027, which then can be triggered to extend it to a further 10 years for $4 million. Like, to me, it's almost like, hey, we fucked up, so we're going to pass the losses on to you. And that's what this really looks like. So the fact that they're offering $8,000 whole dollars just to make it out of the group stages, especially when you find that there are some countries that are literally offering them fucking cars just to get out of the group stage. I'm sure the Saudis, their incentive plan is ridiculous. Not that we should be comparing ourselves to the Saudis, but that is paltry, especially given how expensive it is just to go to the World Cup as a supporter. That's fuck all.
I mean, 8,000 for the entire squad. I mean, how many people are in the squad? Is it 25 now, 23, what have you? But it's also less than $200,000. I'm guessing you get more than that when given to your federation for qualifying for the next round of the fucking World fucking Cup. Come on, jokes.
Yeah, it's spectacular. It really is spectacular that with every next step, it just gets worse. It's unbelievably embarrassing how it just gets worse. So,
I think as well that they've offered to provide players with 4 tickets to each of the games,
God, I know.
chance to buy 10 additional tickets.
I know.
I mean,
it's such a magnanimous offer. It's just like, oh, please stop talking. I beg of you.
I want them to and no real disrespect intended. I sincerely mean
a tiny little bit of disrespect, but not much, like a smidge.
But every federation pretty much outlines what the bonus structure will be for their participation in the World Cup based on per national association. Yeah. I would dare any one of them to come up with a list of where, because I'm sure federation has announced what their incentive programs are for whatever country to get out. And I'm sure there are some smaller teams from smaller countries, poorer nations that dwarf this. And I would like to kind of go, you guys are so shit at your job.
Yeah.
And it's not just you, it's everybody you've hired. This isn't so much a shot to Nick Bontis, but everyone who sits on the board of directors for the provinces, everyone who's in charge with the hiring structure and approval structure of everything that pertains to the national team going up. That is a spectacular level of embarrassment. And
it's just such a self-own.
And it sucks so bad because like there's a I know it won't happen. I know it won't happen. But if the Canadian men's national team decided to just say, fuck you guys, we're not going.
Oh my God.
I would be so fucking like genuinely. I'd be disappointed, but I would be at peace with it. Because this is disgusting. This fucking tournament generates billions upon billions of dollars. And we are not a third world nation. Footballing wise, we are, but like we're not. And this is the fucking best everyone can do. Canadian soccer business should be opening up their goddamn wallets. If they're the ones that are going to be profiting off of this, they should be coming in going, you know what? Here's a bonus structure. Because I'm sure they'll sell a lot more fucking subscriptions if they have a successful men's national team at the biggest goddamn stage.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't.
I mean, more corporations signing up to give them sponsorship money and everything, and so yeah, maybe that's what it's all going to come down to.
Yeah,
like this is some incredible embarrassment.
Whee! Isn't everyone excited? Aren't we all looking forward to it? Everyone has November 23rd circled on their calendars, right?
Oh,
God.
I've got time booked off work.
Good job, man. I can
use that time
preemptively booked off of what I will hope will be my eventual work. So, there we go.
Yeah, I can use that time to go and sort of walk a picket line outside CSA headquarters. Where is that? Is that in Vaughan? Or
isn't it in Ottawa?
Oh, well, then never mind. But,
go for a walk.
A little road trip? It'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on from that for now, and we'll talk about the matches a little bit, and then we'll obviously recap it next week. But as Duncan mentioned earlier, the CanPL is finally, I say finally, I don't know, but considering their North American model for the league, surprised this wasn't done from the very beginning, but it's only 6 teams regardless. So on Sunday, it was announced that beginning this year, they will be officially recognizing a regular season champion. So whichever club finishes first after 28 matches will be crowned champions with a financial reward. Ooh.
And CPL, the home game.
I hope it's
I guess that would be the runners up.
That would be the runners up. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, no whammy. No whammies. Big dollars. Big
microwave plate.
No
Mama needs new. Yeah. Anyway, which will be of equal value to the reward for winning the playoff championship, and a new trophy for the regular season champion will be introduced in 2023. So, what I want to know, gentlemen, is what kind of plate will join the microwave plate in future CanPL trophy cases?
The championship gravy boat.
Oh,
that's actually really
fancy. No one ever knows what that's for.
The cheese plate.
Ooh.
I like that.
So not an actual plate, but just you get an order of cheese plate.
Yeah.
So nothing to actually keep afterwards once you finish the cheese. But that's awesome.
But no Oka cheese because there's no Quebec teams. So
maybe it's just a slab of wood at this point.
Yeah, charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I would be okay
cheese with a cheese from every city where there's a club.
Oh. Calgary cheese. Oh, so beautiful.
So horsey.
Yes.
Hamilton cheese. individually wrapped for your
Very
pleasure.
smoky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's smoked, whatever it is. Smoked,
it's smoked wrapped cheese. Yes,
smoked Gouda, smoked brie,
Smoked cheddar.
smoked whatever. Who knows? Yeah, smoked sulfur.
Nice wet Halifax cheese.
Oh yes.
I was thinking one of those like decorative commemorative plates that you hang on the wall with the spoon kind of thing, with all the filigree, and they could do, and with each, depending on who wins it each year, they'd have to commission a new plate every year for some sort of interpretation of the club's logo or mascot. So you've got like your Stewie plate, your rabbit plate, that sort of thing should, whomever. There's a horsey plate, of course, for Calgary, whatever.
Can we not just decide that the league needs to show its proper sort of respect and honor, blah 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 blah, and there's going to be all sorts of plates that are put out there, commemorative Queen Elizabeth plates, what have you. Let's get to one of those and really show our respect by using that every year.
Yes, a nice Victorian one with that illustration of Davy Clackers on it.
Sure.
The Royal Dalton Collection presents the 2023 CanPL Commemorative Regular Season Championship Plate. Order yours now and get this commemorative Princess Diana one absolutely free. Anyway, yeah, that would be tragic on many levels.
All right, so welcome to Standard North American Sports, CanPL. Good job. You've assimilated nicely.
Almost got there.
All right. Well, it's time to look ahead to what's coming up this week. And there's it's an international break, so I'm sure everybody's got like lots of matches they want to watch, various friendlies and things, but two of them feature your Canadian men's national team. And
what the hell else would we be watching, Kristin?
I don't know.
What the hell else would any self-respecting vocal minority listener watch other than the Canada games?
Didn't Seychelles play San Marino today?
They did. Fuck. Exactly.
I mean, who won?
Wasn't it a draw?
Oh.
I know Scotland won. They beat Ukraine. Those bad Scots.
Oh, bless.
I know.
That's almost as funny as the Seychelles.
San Marino Seychelles was 0-0 draw. Yeah. I was I'm pretty sure that finished.
Draw. Oh no. It was, yes, no, but like, wow. Oh,
I know.
Oh no. Either side, come on, this was your one chance.
This was your chance, exactly. The eyes of the world were upon you.
Hey, look at it a different way. Both national sides got a clean sheet.
Nobody lost. Everyone had a good time.
No doubt
Orange
a rarity.
slices for everyone.
No doubt a rarity for both of those.
Seychelles didn't let San Marino score. That's better than England did.
Exactly. Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
And San Marino didn't let Seychelles score.
Good game. Good game.
Where was it? Was it in Seychelles?
No, San Marino.
San Marino.
Oh gosh! So San Marino didn't even get to go to the beautiful Seychelles. Not that San Marino's ugly or anything.
I enjoy just the basic thing after I Googled it brought up is San Marino 0 versus Seychelles 0. And click here for more and the details of the game. Yeah, kickoff, halftime 0-0. End of match 90+6.
Back to you.
Oh, that's so good.
There's not even any. Presumably somebody got booked. Surely somebody must have got booked or something.
I don't even know if there was a ref.
Good point.
Oh, that's too funny. So Canada plays. They play Qatar on Friday.
This is outrageous. Why is Canada entertaining this country that has all these sorts of human rights issues and everything? We shouldn't be playing against a team like that. That's outrageous. Why aren't people protesting?
No. Canada's playing the guitar.
I love
It's a team build. It's a team building event.
So that's on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you that can watch matches while you're at work or whatever, I'm just saying it's going to be on in case you don't have anything to do on a Friday afternoon.
Is that live from one of the air-conditioned stadiums
No,
of Qatar?
it's in Vienna.
Oh, Vienna.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes, fanciness.
Strudel season.
This will be the big draw in Vienna that Friday.
Oh, obviously. What else?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do in Vienna. What else could you possibly be doing?
The little Canada neighborhood's going to be lit.
Oh, yeah.
And then on Tuesday, September 27th at 1 p.m., they play Uruguay. And that one is in Slovakia. They're going to be in Bratislava. So, yeah.
Exotic.
Indeed. The European tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the two closest capitals you can get in Europe, I think.
Is it?
Bratislava and Vienna are pretty close. Yeah.
I have
Gotta
no
keep that
idea.
travel budget down.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's a solid bus. A train if they're fancy.
Ooh.
Oh no, I'm picturing a bus for sure.
Rickshaws.
So given that Herdman's taken a fairly strong side, and that I know nothing about the Qatar side, and I don't know what condition Uruguay's squad is in these days, let's do some predictions. Because they're friendlies, and why not? So versus Qatar, predictions, please.
Oh God, I really hope it's like 7-0
I don't know.
for Canada. But given that they're being offered almost $8,000 to progress to the next round, Qatar could win this game. A wink. No. Yeah, I want them to smash the living ass off of those guys, and I hope they do. So it'll probably be 2-0 Canada.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, medium optimism.
I'm going to go Drei ein. Is this in Germany? No, it's not in Germany. It's in Austria, but they speak German. So 3-1 to Canada. Hooray.
Huzzah. Tony?
0-0 shock horror.
Oh, Mr. Walsh.
I'm not saying it's a harbinger of things to
I
come.
don't know.
I'm
That
just
felt
saying,
that I could feel the doom hovering over my shoulder. I don't know, man. I'm going with
Harbinger-y. Yeah.
3-0 Canada versus Qatar. All right, now let's cast our attentions forward to Tuesday at noon. Very reasonable. Again, should you be bored at work on Tuesday or whatever, nothing to do, midday, versus Uruguay, Mark's former country.
Uruguay. Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you, Marcus. I
It's
should have
okay.
turned to you for pronunciation from the beginning.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, let's get some predictions.
3-1
4.
Uruguay.
Reasonable.
Yeah, however you say 3-2 in Slovakian. I don't know. Yes.
I'm going to go 2-0 Uruguay.
Going 2-1 Uruguay.
This is bleak.
Yes. But I think we're all in agreement
Realistic.
that, yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with being realistic. It is the hope that kills. We do say that. But I think, there's, again, even knowing nothing about, like I said, the condition, I don't even know who plays for them right now. I still think that will be Canada in this particular match.
Uruguay also wins by 3 bites to 0.
They do have the advantage in that. Yeah. They train for that. So
yeah. I feel like Richie Larea could get involved and get into that whole thing. So let's go 3-1.
I think that's reasonable. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be good. Both matches will be available on Fubo/OneSoccer, so you can get a chance to see what's happening there. So that's good. But let's talk about this weekend's playoff match for TFC II. Yay!
Oh wow! Hey,
it's very exciting. I'm excited for them. So they are. And they won the Northeast Division title. I didn't realize that I didn't even pay attention to that. Apparently, they got it. They won something as well.
Does it come with a plate?
Oh, that is a good question. Duncan.
Charcuterie board
or a gravy boat. I don't know.
It's like one of those baskets that you use to cook vegetables on a barbecue. There's many options.
The good ones are big enough that you can put a fish in as well. Yeah, good point.
Oh, absolutely.
So yes, it's very exciting. Congratulations to them. So their first ever playoff match against I forgot to give these guys a name. What did I call them last week? They weren't they were the baby terrorists. What were they?
It's Philadelphia. The little baby snakes, isn't it? What do you call a baby snake?
Snakelet.
Snakelet?
I have no idea. I'm just making
Steve.
Steve.
What do you call a baby union? What do you call a union before it's fully credentialized and fully acknowledged?
A drive?
A syndicate?
It's a union drive, so I don't know.
Okay.
The Philly drives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to snakelet, and I'm gonna say that's a real word.
Snakelet sounds good. So anyway, so that's who they're playing. 7:00 on Saturday at BMO Field. Entrance tickets are free, so you just have to. There's a link on the TFC website, but also if you just go to TFC II's Twitter, you just have to register to say that you're going.
It's like a wedding.
Exactly, but you don't have to scan any gifts or anything, so even better.
Where are they registered? Where are the baby snakes registered?
Sand dune.
Oh wait, no, hang on, no. There's a good one. There's a good one. They are registered at they're registered at Williams Sonoma.
Nice.
Thank you.
There we go. I do enjoy, just looking at the article here. Oh, your fans, blah, 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 gates will open. Select concession stands near the designated seating areas will be open to serve fans in attendance. So,
Two.
One beer place and one food place will be open somewhere.
I hope your concession stand is selected.
It's just going to be that pizza guy, throwing pizza at everybody.
I'm not Tony Pepperoni. Little Tony Pepperoni.
Yeah. Tonito, Pepperonito.
Baby size personal pizzas for everyone.
It's just going to be like English muffin pizzas, like you made when you were a kid at sleepovers.
It's Tony Pepperette.
Pepperoncini, pepperette, yeah. Snappy. So yes, but it's great. I'm glad that they are having it.
Pizza pop.
Oh yeah, just whip pizza pockets at everybody. Lava hot pizza pockets.
It burns.
My eyes, the goggles, they do nothing. But it's great that it's going to be at BMO. I think that's really fantastic. I know a number of people are already planning on going, so that's good. So please do come out. Should be fun. And again, it's playoff soccer that you get to see within the TFC organization this year. So yay. So the gates open at 6, kickoff set for 7. I don't know if MLS Next observes MLS time waddles, so 7:07 really. But just saying. So they are playing the Snakelets. Now I offered up a choice of players to watch from either team. So you can have one from both. You can just give me one from either. I don't care. Players to watch.
I'm going to go with Cynthia's kid, Paul Rothrock.
Oh, little
Nice.
Rothrock?
Yeah. He's got 7 goals plus Cynthia Rothrock, everybody. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
5 assists. Like, he's rocking it. So sorry.
I'm going to go with, Ralph's brother of, what's his name? Mbonge.
Oh, yes.
Just signed up for...
Hugo, yeah.
Yep, Hugo just signed up for the big team. Still gets to play for the goal team. He's presumably good.
Yes.
What is I just I was listening to the podcast. I don't know, last week it didn't come up there, but obviously, what was in Christmas Story? What's Ralph's little brother called? Because that's what I want to call this guy.
Oh.
He's Ralph Prizzo's brother.
Oh, I can't remember.
No, I'm just going to look that up now.
Yeah, you do that. Tony?
But he's my thing.
Can I have Jose Fiasco?
Sorry, who? What?
Riasco.
Oh, I was going to say, is his last name really Fiasco? Is that a snakelet?
No, it's Riasco, but it's so close to Fiasco. It's fantastic.
Randy. That's Ralph's little brother's name. Is Randy. Hugo and Bungay.
Yeah.
I'm Tony. I'm actually a little sad that you didn't go with Good Jesus, which is Jesus Bueno.
Nice.
Because those shit Jesuses are the worst.
Yeah.
And apparently, no, he's only got 1 appearance. But
I know. I just did.
Okay.
Like what?
Joe Bendick?
Joe Bendick, ladies and gentlemen. Man,
Like,
can you imagine you finally get to be told not to drink and drive properly in a stadium in person? I miss him.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing good.
That would just be.
Maybe all bets are off though in MLS Next. Maybe it's one big party.
I guess Aronson the Lesser for the Snakelets. Although he did make the under 22 list, so maybe he's not the lesser. And for Trana, I'm going to go for Caden Chung. He not because he scored that screamer of a goal the other week, but just because I really like him, and I'm glad at least he's getting some minutes. And let's go with that.
I for Philadelphia's Rick. Not the Rick. Rick.
Just Rick, you know.
Yeah. He's good for 13 minutes over the season. Rick. Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. All right. Well, score predictions. Do the baby Reds, the young Reds, do they advance
4-0 loss
to the Eastern Conference final? No hesitation, just savage 4-0 loss.
They're trying to make the big team. They got to play like the pros.
We've already failed then, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Look at them.
But yeah, I mean, all you hear about, Philadelphia and their academy and everything and blah, 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 blah. They got all these good players coming through and wow, they're the freaking model franchise of this and that and everything. So yeah, you got to presume that their number 2 team is actually pretty good. And let's go Philadelphia are going to win. So big 3-0 deflation of the playoff mood at BMO Field.
I'm gonna go with 3-1 for the Baby Reds, Young Reds. And that's going to cause an interesting conundrum for the people who do stadium operations as to whether or not to host the next game at the stadium or not.
Oh.
Should we charge for this one? What if we did it for charity? How many sessions are there going to be?
Military night.
Military night for that. See, now that's funny. That one is funny. Is there anything for second responders night? I feel like there should be a second responders night. Because the first responders have it too good. Am I right?
What are those like pizza delivery
I was
guys?
going to say, like, who does that entail? I don't even understand.
That'd be fine. If I was a delivered food, I'd call myself a second responder.
All right. So, well, here's the thing. So if they win, they will either play Columbus or energy drinks light.
Diet Red Bull?
Something like that, yeah.
Diet Red Bull.
Diet Red Bull. There you go.
What's Columbus's the baby name?
Oh man,
The
Apprentices?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah.
I like that one.
The Apprentices. Yeah.
Done.
All right. So we're gonna do an entire episode where we just rebrand entire fucking MLS.
The entire MLS next, yes.
I mean, I feel like there's good entertainment, good quality, and like the stuff that the Patreon people are proud to listen to. Yeah, that's funny. The Apprentices.
I like it.
I like it.
Carbs would be amazing.
I'm gonna go with Baby Reds 2-1 win.
Yay!
Hooray!
Excitement and happiness all around. Good for them. Now the finals would be okay. So BMO Field would technically be available if playing at BMO worked out in terms of seating or whatever. I don't fully understand it. Because obviously the senior team plays on the Friday. The Eastern and Western Conference finals continue on the weekend of October 1st. So presumably either October 1st or 2nd. And then the final, should they make the final, will be on October 8th. Let's just put that out there. It's exciting times, people. Exciting times.
Woot.
Oh my God, yes.
Woot.
I know.
They'll give you half the seat for free, but you'll only need the edge. That's our show.
That's a show, guys.
That's a show.
Good game, everyone.
It was like
4-0.
Nice. Boys.
Yes, let this, that seems like a quick one. So let's spend like 15, 20 minutes congratulating ourselves on how quick it was. Yeah.
No. Let's just go.
Well done, Kristin. Good podcast wrangling today.
Somebody hang up.
Yes.
No, seriously, that is our show. So thank you for listening as per usual. Please join us next week when we look back at the Canadians friendlies, see how they did, see how the Young Reds did in their first ever playoff match. See if anything has changed in the KMPL standings. Probably not. We're going to talk a little about the women's national team, the XNT, next week. They've got some matches coming up, and whatever else is occurring in the world of football that tickles our various fancies. I have been joined by the entire Book Minority podcast panel, to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Hello.
Out on the tweet machines at Malarkey FC, Mr. Tony Walsh.
4-0.
To be found in the Twitterverse at KitNerdMark with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinkley.
thank you once again to everybody who supports our podcast via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. We still have shirts. They're on our Zazzle shop. You can find the link on our website, vocaminority.ca. We're also on YouTube. We could use some more subscriptions. Just go and find us and click that subscribe button. That would be wonderful. We appreciate it. And to those of you who are listening along on YouTube, thanks. Honestly, that's great. Otherwise, we need more snake jokes, I think, on this show. That's all I got. I don't want to be rattled about it, though. Yep, sure.
As for me, you can find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. And until next week, Canada, get used to it.
Boa Vista.
Oh.
Nice.
Can we just go out on Copperhead Road?
That's the name of the ground now.